It was a quiet evening in the city when a group of street dogs appeared out of nowhere. They were a ragtag pack of mutts of various breeds and sizes, but they moved with a sense of purpose that was unusual for stray animals. The pack consisted of 6 dogs, each with a unique look and personality. The leader of the pack was a large, muscular dog with a black coat and piercing green eyes. His name was Shadow, and he had a reputation for being the most feared and respected dog in the city. Shadow had been living on the streets for years, and he had seen and experienced things that most dogs could never imagine. The other dogs in the pack looked up to Shadow and followed his lead. There was Luna, a small and scrappy terrier who was always eager to please. Then there was Max, a lovable golden retriever who had been abandoned by his owner and left to fend for himself on the streets. Bella, a sassy chihuahua, was the only female in the pack, but she could hold her own against any of the boys. Rocco, a gruff and tough bulldog, had a heart of gold under his tough exterior. And finally, there was Lucky, a scruffy mutt who had narrowly escaped being euthanized at the pound. The pack had a routine. They would scavenge for food in the alleys and dumpsters, and then spend the rest of their time patrolling the streets and keeping an eye out for danger. They had formed a tight bond, and they knew that they could always count on each other no matter what. But one day, everything changed. A new dog had arrived in the city, and he was unlike any dog they had ever seen before. His name was Spike, and he was massive. He towered over Shadow and the rest of the pack, and his deep, booming bark could be heard from blocks away. At first, Shadow tried to welcome Spike into the pack. But Spike had his own agenda, and he didn't seem interested in making friends. He had a dark, brooding presence that made the other dogs uneasy. Slowly but surely, Spike began to take over. He would bully the other dogs and steal their food. He would growl and snarl at anyone who dared to challenge him. And worst of all, he seemed to be leading the pack down a dangerous path. It was clear that something needed to be done. The pack had to decide whether they would stand up to Spike and fight for their territory, or whether they would let him take over and destroy everything they had worked so hard to build. As tensions rose and tempers flared, the pack found themselves facing their biggest challenge yet. They would have to band together and use all of their strength and intelligence to outsmart Spike and take back their city. The stray pack was about to embark on a dangerous journey, one that would test their loyalty, their courage, and their survival instincts. But they knew that they had each other, and that was all they needed to face whatever lay ahead. As the story unfolds, the viewer will be kept on the edge of their seat, wondering what will happen to the stray pack and if they will be able to overcome the challenges that lie ahead. The story of the stray pack is one of determination, courage, and the power of friendship, and it is a tale that will stay with the viewer long after it is over.